is about a sensitive topic, I would say, but one that I get asked a lot of how we navigate this with our family, and how we work it through all of our children and all of our busyness of life. We, as moms, as families, we are really trying to protect our children. And one way we want to protect our children is from media, whether it be phone, pictures, TV, all of the things. And there are so many platforms out there to help protect our children. But one thing that I want to share with you that I have been doing for many, many years, in our home and our family, and I just thought I would just pass it along to you guys, is a book about porn. Porn is easy to pop up and be there even when you're not looking for it, and our kids are not looking for it. They don't even know to look for it, but it's there and it's in their face. And I want to give my kids the tools to navigate that and what that looks like. Obviously, our kids are going to have to make their own choices at some point. And I want to make sure that I have given them the tools and prayerfully hope that they use those tools to steer clear of that sin, of that yucky decision or that mindset. And so one way that we do it is every year. I try to do it at the beginning of the year. I didn't this year, so I did it towards the end of the school year. We kind of go on the normal school year circle. Is I sit with each one of my kids. We sit right here on the front porch, and I sit with them one-on-one. And we talk about those hard topics. But it's not easy to start that conversation, especially with, your teens or you're younger. How do you just open that conversation up without opening a can of worms? Many years ago at a conference that I love and go to every year, I found these books. They're called Good Picture, Bad Picture. Not sure if you've ever heard of them. If you haven't, please, 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 I'll attach my Amazon link to them. But I will give you the links to them, so it'll be a quick find. But these books are amazing. So this is the older one. This is the Good Picture, Bad Picture, for the little bit older kids. I love it because it says just different parts of just talking about it, my thinking brain. So it talks about gives a little bit of a storyline. So my younger ones, I just read the book, and then we just kind of walk through it, and then it gives some things. I don't write in it. I just talk them out loud, like, hey, what are 3 important jobs does your thinking brain do? And it tells you about it. It talks with them about it. And so it slowly gets to being able to open that conversation up. Have you been introduced to it? What are ways we can stop and not allow it to continue? What are ways we can shift our mind from that? It is not, I wouldn't say it's faith-based at all. It's just practical tools to put in our kids' lives. The other one, this is a newer version. And I love it because I start with age 5 when I do it with my kids. So my 7th child, who is 5 now, will be doing it. It's Good Pictures, Bad Pictures Junior, and it's significantly smaller. And what it starts out talking about, that there are things that are good for you and there are things that are bad for you, and what are some of the bad things. And so it just kind of talks about. It goes in more simpler form than your bigger kids. I should have looked before I hopped on. So this one goes for 3 to 7. They suggest reading this one from ages 3 to 7, and then this is from 7 and up. Now, my teens, obviously, they've heard me read it over and over, so now we just have an open conversation because we have built that conversation into our normal life to be able to have those conversations. So we'll pull them out here and be like, hey, funny story. When we first did this conversation, it says, have you ever seen anything that this is talking about? And my son said, yeah, Mom. Devastation. I was like, you have seen porn? I failed as a parent, on my first kid, right out of the gate. I failed. And I didn't freak out. I was like, oh, well, where? And he was like, well, right here at the house. And I'm like, I have it in my house? Oh my word. What? Ultimately, it was an art book that we had, and it was talking about the statue, and I believe it was the statue of David. And so I was like, for one, he felt comfortable telling me, I've seen it. And 2, we were able to discuss it and just discuss like what art and not art and be able to walk that out, which is still very sensitive and tricky. And so we did move that book up higher on the shelf, so it's a mom only giving book. But being able to just have those conversations with our kids and starting, I mean, this suggests start at 3. We don't start at 3, we start at 5. But, pick what age works for you and for your family. And we do one-on-one. And why I do one-on-one is because I want my kids to have that comfort zone and that private zone where they can just share with me, what they're going through or what they're walking out, and saying, it's okay. You don't always have to be in a group of people to share things, because they might not. I have some quieter ones. I have some more outgoing ones, perfect representation of my husband and I, and it gives them that space of safety. And I think that that's super important to help our kids develop that. So anyways, I hope that this was encouraging to you. I hope that you, if you're not using these and you're using something else, I would love to hear what that is. Please share. We never can have too many resources, I don't think. But yes, good pictures, bad pictures, I get zero. I'm not a spokesperson for them. This is just what's impacted my life. And wanted to share it with you guys. So let me know what you do and let me know if this blesses your family.